De Beers continued his unprovoked assault on referee Larry Sampson.
See, Colonel, what you don't understand is this man here is a referee. He's not a fighter. You got football referees. These kind of shirts here mean referees, brother. You want to fight, grab on this. 250 pounds of sex appeal. And love to fight and can get down for real. See, that thing you talking about over in Africa, that's why people now then woke up about that. That gimmick went out years ago. This is the 90s, fool. So when you start picking on him, you start picking on family and blood stickers and mud. In other words, punk, it's a family affair.
Less than a month later, backing up his words, Sampson's cousin, Iceman King Parsons, charged into the ring to try and put an end to De Beers' racial attacks.
Here's the Iceman. Hey. The Iceman intercepting De Beers. He's trying to hit Bold. That's right. And takes the shot. He was trying to go after Sanders. And the Iceman came to his side and knocks him down.
I told you, Colonel, I'm here for a reason and not for a season. Tonight, sweetheart, tonight, you all mine, sucker. I told you, when you mess with kin folks, you'll mess with blood. And I'm gonna prove it once and for all, right here, tonight. Like Papa said, if you that way sometime, mercy.
This racial fire will heat up tonight as the UWF Fury Hour gets set for another explosion.
Everybody, and welcome to the Universal Wrestling Federation Fury Hour. Great to have you with us. I'm Craig DeGeorge, and you know he is wrestling's living legend, Bruno Sammartino. We are back in the Big Apple at the Penta Hotel in the heart of New York City. This beautiful grand ballroom and a sellout crowd on hand. Our feature match, we've been talking about it for several weeks. Parsons, the Iceman, going up against Colonel De Beers in a big grudge match, and this should be something else.
This is a match that I'm really looking forward to because the Iceman, he is a angry man, and we're just going to see what Mr. DeBerg, or the Colonel, as we should call him, while he will handle the Iceman.
All right, we'll find out right now. Let's get to Herb Abrams for more on tonight's card.
Craig and Bruno will start off the Fury Hour with rugged cowboy Bob Orton, the wonderful one, Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, the indestructible Dr. Death, Steve Williams, the crazy psychopath, Cactus Jack, and the feature, Colonel De Beers, meets up with his new nemesis, Iceman King Parsons. Plus, as always, another loony landing with Lou Albano in Captain Lou's corner. And another fan's question gets answered on Ask the Wrestlers.
That ring is your link to all the news and happenings in the UWF on the UWF Power Line. Find out where the match is going to be in the future. Plus, hear what your favorite UWF wrestler have to say. Just dial the Power Line at 1-900-4204-UWF. Call now.
Here he is, from St. Louis, Missouri, Cowboy Bob Orton!
Craig DeGeorge and Bruno Sammartino, and there he is, the Ace Cowboy Bob Orton, making his way through the SRO. Big crowd here at the Penta Hotel to the tune of Bonanza.
You know, but we see Bob Orton here, and of course he's managed by John Tollison. We said this before about Orton. Like him or hate him, But one thing you can't take away from this guy, this is a talented man. He's also a very vicious man. But when it comes to wrestling skills, this guy, he knows it all. I mean, he comes from a great wrestling family, and he's great.
Yeah.
Now he's got a manager.
Yeah.
That's right, John Tolos. Of course, John and Chris Tolos were tag team champions. They were one of the best combination throughout the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Now he's a manager, and there he is behind Orton, as if Orton needs needs more fire to him, and Tolos can certainly, with his devious mind, can contribute to that.
I like the word you use, fire. His opponent is Sonny Blaze, 232 out of the Big Apple, in front of his hometown crowd. Tolos said he's going to suplex New York City here with this man, Bob Orton. How about that? We'll see. Quick arm drag, hip toss, if you will.
Nice arm drag. And again, Orton, if Orton wanted to, he could go again there against the best, and give a beautiful scientific match, and might not wrestle most guys. That's how talented the guy is. Unfortunately, he's a sadist who likes to go in there and be violent and really do as much damage as he can to an opponent, mostly through illegal maneuvers.
Next week, he will get his grudge match return with B. Brian Blair. We'll have that one for you here on Sports Channel America. Of course, Orton headbutted Honey, B. Brian Blair's manager, several weeks back. John Tolos also led that charge. Honey has recovered, thank you. Doing just fine, and B. Brian Blair is all he's been talking about. Wherever you see him at dinner, he just keeps talking about Bob Orton.
Yeah. First of all, she recovered, as you said, from a pretty bad, severe, from what I said, concussion. She is back. She is looking great. And you have to wonder, as much as B. Brian Blair is looking forward to this match with Orton, but the question still remains that you have John Tolos loose out there. And that in itself, provides you with a tremendous danger for Honey and Blair. Look at this. Look at John Tolos here. There you go. There's Blaze outside the ring, and here's Tolos grabbing and bashing his head on that apron. See, that's Tolos. Extremely dangerous. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you in on.
No, that's okay. Orton trying to
look at this.
Get him back in there. What's he doing there?
This is going for a double chicken wing suplex.
Yes.
Ooh, but instead of bringing him over completely going into a bridge himself, he just took him to the side and slammed him.
Chicken wing became a pancake very quickly there.
Yeah, right.
Sonny Blaze on the canvas. As you see Tolos try to rev up Orton a little bit. There's a big arm chop. And Tolos starting up with his whistle.
This whistle saying, come on, more. Meanwhile, Orton's really been doing a number on Blaze.
Lavishing one as Orton continues to work on Sonny Blaze. Could put him away there.
What was that? He's talking to Tolos, and Tolos evidently told him something. I thought he might have had the opportunity to take the pin on Blaze there, but instead he got up.
Orton going for his suplexes here. Power slam. That nearly rocked the canvas and ripped it in half. Tries to get the 3 count, but
just see what he did. He purposely slammed it close to the ropes so that he could put Blaze's foot over the rope for the referee to break, suggesting, in other words, look at it. I mean, what's on their mind? Is it so that Tolos can do something when the referee's distracted? I don't understand that maneuver. He could have slammed the right to center ring and take the pin.
He does have him close enough. Now Orton working the face. Oh boy, he's really working that face area, Bruno, on that side of the head. He got a couple of right hands in on Sonny Blaze. And Blaze is aflame here.
Got him on a front face lock now, and now he's going to look like he's going for a vertical suplex. Let's see.
One of the best in the business at it. No, going back in the top turnbuckle.
He's going for the fake suplex. Watch, he's going to climb up there.
He's going to do it. No, he's not going to do it from the middle rope, is he, Bruno? He's not going to do it. Oh, no.
And I'll tell you what, nobody does this better than Orton. When Orton gives you this powerplex, believe me, that's curtains. And look at this. Look at the height he's going to get.
Super suplex. He put him away with that. 2, and yes, he got him. Bob Orton with a terrific suplex.
The winner, Cowboy Bob Orton.
The winner indeed. After a suplex like that, how are you going to get up?
you're looking ringside, along with the sellout. Look out, Bruno! Oh, boy! Right out to the... Oh! Bruno, you have not lost a step. Oh, boy. Bob Orton throwing Sonny Blaze out on Bruno. Sammartino was taking the headset off, as you could see, to help out Sonny Blaze. And, boy, he has not lost a step, my partner. Getting out of the way of Sonny Blaze, who will work his way off, as you could see. Oh, boy. Bob Orton, top of the rope now. Well, Bob Orton has been a rule breaker his entire career, and he's certainly not going to stop here in the UWF.
Coming up, Mr. Wonderful gets set to do his thing on the Fury Hour.
From J2 Communications, Ali, Foreman, Frazier, Holmes, and Norton. 5 of the world's greatest heavyweight champions together for the first time in Champions Forever, the video. You'll relive their most thrilling moments in the ring and catch them with their gloves down.
I started getting in their face, looking them dead in the eye.
The men, the legends, the video. Champions Forever. Order Champions Forever now, and you'll also receive free this boxing glove keychain. It's made just like the real thing, and it's yours free when you order Champions Forever now.
For rush delivery of your Champions Forever video, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-841-0300 or send $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Champions Forever, P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska. Call 1-800-841-0300.
Turn on your network home for Fighting Irish sports and see Digger Phelps and Notre Dame take on the nation's best in college basketball. Notre Dame versus Rutgers, 8 Eastern on Sports Channel America, Tuesday.
Now, how'd you like to make a bet? If you like living it up in places like Atlantic City and Las Vegas, I bet this Players Club card will save you big. In places like the Sands, Atlantic City, and the Riviera, Las Vegas, up to 60% less on hotel rooms, 50% less for shows, and always 25% less for meals and drinks. So call Players Club now. Players Club, it's a sure thing.
New members get 2 free nights in Las Vegas or Atlantic City when the club books their flights. Call toll-free now.
Wednesday nights, take a closer look at America's future Olympic stars on U.S. Olympic Showcase. See the $100,000 Mercedes-Benz Grand Prix of New York, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on Sports Channel America, Wednesday.
It's the Rumble in the Big Apple Part 2. And if you were one of the lucky ones to be a part of Rumble 1, we promise an even greater card. Get your tickets now for Saturday, February the 9th at the Penta Hotel Ballroom in New York City.
Here he comes, 250 pounds of steel from Brandon, Florida. He really is Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. There he comes, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. With a mission, determination.
Talk about a guy who's always in tip-top shape and who's very aggressive in that ring, and that's Paul Orndorff. He's like a machine in that ring.
Paul Orndorff, next week, Bruno, next week, will meet. This is going to be something else. He will meet Dr. Death, Steve Williams. As you take a look at Chris Michaels.
And I'll tell you what, when those two guys meet, you know, Dr. Death, by the way, he'll be on the next match here, you know.
Yes, he will. Next match, of course. But what I was saying is next week, those two combatants will be in the ring together against one another.
That's not going to be a match. It's going to be a war.
You're right about that. Look out, Bruno. You had to move out of the way last time. And Orndorff throwing Chris Michaels here out of the ring.
This is going to be a dangerous spot, Craig.
Bruno, I think they still think you're wrestling.
Yeah, I don't know. This keeps up.
Oh, gosh. Great suplex by Paul Orndorff. And you know that Dr. Death is watching this match in his dressing room. He'll come up next, as we mentioned. Oh, there's a great clothesline, flying clothesline by Orndorff. And I'm sure Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, will be watching Dr. Death. And as we said, next week, they'll finally get to settle this incredible match, grudge match. Orndorff, of course, got hit by that chair, as you recall, Bruno, several weeks ago by Dr. Death, viciously, split him open.
Well, Orndorff got hit by that chair, and when you know, Steve Williams had no business getting involved.
But look at that big knee to the midsection, knocking down Chris Michaels. Dr. Death, Steve Williams next here in the Fury Hour. There's a great drop kick.
Beautiful
flying
drop kick.
Feet coming into the face of Chris Michaels. Boy, Orndorff is really impressive, isn't he, Bruno?
Yeah, well, like I've always said, Orndorff's always in tremendous shape. He's all business in that ring, and right nice down the people. Hey, it's pile driver time. What do you think? And people, of course, are responding to him, and I think in a few seconds we will see just that, the pile driver. And here it comes.
You got it.
And there he goes.
Oh, driver. And Chris Michaels is finished. Stick the fork in it, as they say.
The winner,
Mr. Michaels, victory.
Mr. Wonderful Orndorff.
Coming up, Dr. Death makes a house call.
What? You think it's easy being Mr. Wonderful? Well, it's not true. People are always trying to throw me around. And to make sure that doesn't happen, I use Joe Weider's Total Arm Blaster. It's the best way I know to keep my arms pumped and strong. So if you want massive steel-like arms, do what I do. Blast away with the Total Arm Blaster. 1-800-423-5713. Call now.
The Royce Hotel is a traveler's delight, comfortable and convenient, and situated literally across the street from New York's LaGuardia Airport. A full-service facility featuring Timothy's Restaurant, a restaurant for all occasions, Valentine's Lounge with our famous Fridays happy hour, plus 288 tastefully decorated rooms and suites, courtesy van service to LaGuardia, and much more to make your stay a memorable one. For reservations, call 1-800-23-ROYCE.
This is the Golden Greek speaking, and when I travel in style, man, all the way. Look at this beauty. Look at this, the Midnight Express limousine. Beautiful, classy, first class, the ultimate in traveling. This is what the Golden Greek does, travel in first class. Take a look at this, the Midnight Express beauty. Take a look inside. All the comforts of home, television, telephone, a little refreshment, comfortable ride. What do you need? And it sits everybody comfortably. Remember, the Golden Greek tells you, Midnight Express limousine, the ultimate in limousine service. And if you heard it from the Greek, you heard it from the top man.
Bruno, I read your book, and it's fantastic. But I thought I knew everything about you, and I guess I don't, because I've learned some very interesting facts. What inspired you to write this?
Well, Herb, for years, people have been asking me so many things. They were curious about my life because they knew I came from Europe. They knew I was there during World War II. They wanted to know how I got into wrestling, my weightlifting. And so, but what really inspired me to write is because somebody said to me, Bruno, there are so many kids who start off with nothing, and they think that there's hopeless, there's no future, and you really came from nothing. And so I thought if I could inspire some youngsters into giving them the will, the desire that there is something out there for them. And so I wanted to put my whole life story in that book, not only about wrestling, but my very beginning, my experience, like I said, World War II, and coming over to America, what it was like into wrestling, and a lot of insight about the wrestling game itself.
What do you think has come of the wrestling game since you started out in the late 50s and 59, 60, as opposed to what's happening to wrestling today?
Well, I'm inspired, thanks to you, of the UWF, because it seems to me like we're getting back to basics in so many ways, because I was really disturbed with what I'd seen in more recent times, where it become a little bit too gimmicky, too show business, too many painted faces and too many animals and cartoons. So I was very disillusioned with all that, because I love wrestling, and so I'm glad that I think we're heading back to the right direction.
And if you love professional wrestling, you'll pick up an autobiography of Bruno Sammartino. Bruno Sammartino, wrestling's only living legend. Here's how to order.
Just send a check or money order along with your name and address to Bruno's Book, 702 Washington Street, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292. And be sure to include $2.50 for postage and handling.
Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
No question about it, boy. He's look at this guy. He's fearsome looking, isn't he? And there's a guy, when you talk about tough, there's a guy that certainly has a reputation not only throughout the United States, but throughout the world. He's very big over in Japan. And anytime he's in that ring, I don't care who he's in there against, he is a dangerous, dangerous man. He is a tough man.
Here's a good look at Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
This fellow Durham, he's like 229 pounds. Yeah. He's a little weight disadvantage here. Camden, New Jersey. Nice town, Camden, New Jersey. We'll see what Mr. Durham has learned in Camden in preparing to face Dr. Death Williams.
I hope he has learned for his sake a lot. He stepped into the ring with one of the baddest, Steve Williams. You know, we had all the talk there about the ravishing Rick Rude and Orndorff potential matchup down the line, but of course, next week, Orndorff will take on Dr. Death.
You talk about two guys that dislike each other, more appropriate there should be the word hate each other.
Goodness, did you see that clothesline?
Well, he went like to flank him across the ring, and instead he met him with that clothesliner. When you know, when Durham's weight to go one way, that just made it that much more devastating. Look how he's insulting him with these slaps and rubbing his face.
Durham's head was going one way, and his body ended up going in the other direction. And, that's not a good idea. Dr. Death.
Oh, look at this. See what he's doing? He's holding by the back of the head and just coming up the knee to his face and just hammering away with the knee.
You know, it's very hard to get some information from Dr. Death. You try to talk to him. He said you won't see too many wrestling moves tonight. That's what he did tell me. You just see that vicious power that he shows.
Well, 285 pounds. Now, as you see, he straddled, what's his name, Durham, across the ropes here. I mean, he came flying with all that weight up right on Durham's back, and his neck, you can see it goes right here by our side here. His neck, I thought he was going to decapitate it the way he hit so hard against that rope. I'm surprised that Durham is still on his feet, or, you know, almost on his feet.
He's hanging in there, and he is on his feet now. Probably not too happy about that, because Dr. Death here, what is this, power press?
Going to press him in the air, and look at this. Press him, and now what?
And he's holding, look how long he's holding him up there, Bruno. He didn't just press him, he held him up, and then he slammed him down.
I was afraid he might throw him on top of us. I mean, I don't want to see Durham get hurt, but I don't want to see him come flying on top of us.
By the way, I'm very impressed how quickly you moved out of the way there.
Well, why not?
You still running?
See somebody come flying out like that, you better move out of the way.
You're in mid-season form.
Hey, the abdominal stretch.
Abdominal stretch.
Now, this can be a submission hold, especially when a guy like Williams, who's strong, probably applying it as he is. I mean, right now, that move, I'm sure that Durham feels like all his ribcage are just being pulled apart.
Well, you're going to look at his face, you could see that it's going to have at least that effect on him.
Well, he had two choices, either quit or he saw that he was by the ropes and he managed to pull himself to the ropes, of course, making the referee break the hold.
Well, appears to be a problem in that right corner of the ring area. Whoa. Big clothesline.
There have been so many hard blows here that I think part of this ring is broken.
Incredible amount of body slams in that particular area. Dr. Death brings him into the turnbuckle. Now into the other turnbuckle. A referee should really stop this match, Bruno. Power slam brings him down and puts him away. Thank goodness. In the middle of the ring area.
Steve Dr. Death Williams. The clock's ticking. Time to bout up. Paul Orndorff. It's like me walking down the beach. You're going to be out there playing with the sand castles, and I'm going to bury you and start kicking sand in your face. We're in New York, New York, and you told everybody in the world it's going to be a bloodbath. Huh? New York hasn't seen a bloodbath. If that's what it comes down to be, it'll be a bloodbath. Because I'm telling you, this is the strongest man in professional wrestling. Paul Orndorff, time's coming. It's all over with. Dr. Death is going to stampede you, and it'll be a bloodbath you're laying in.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Death. 1 week from tonight, on national TV, you and I are going to step into that ring. You know, I overheard those comments that you were going to do to me what you did to that man out there. Well, I'm not that man that was in that ring. I'm Mr. Wonderful, man, and I've been all over this country. I've stepped in the ring with every great athlete there's ever been in the wrestling ring. And I know exactly what I'm up against. I know exactly what I got to do, my friend. And when you and I step in that ring, I haven't forgot the chair up beside the head. I haven't forgot those 6 stitches that you put in my head, my friend. So when you and I get it on here next week on national TV, oh, you know what's going to break loose. The whole wrestling world is going to be tuned in right here.
The match of these great gladiators happens on the Fury Hour next week. The rubber band man, Captain Lou, is next in Captain Lou's Corner.
Glenn Miller's Pennsylvania 65000, a jazz classic, and the phone number to a New York classic, the Pennsylvania Hotel, now the newly renovated Penta Hotel. The Penta is located in one of New York's most dynamic areas, just blocks from the city's highlights, and across the street from Madison Square Garden. No matter what your needs are, Pennsylvania 65000 is the number for one of the most legendary hotels in New York, the Penta Hotel.
Hey fans, now you can carry your favorite UWF wrestler and personality wherever you go, wearing these new UWF t-shirts. You'll stand out and be the envy of the neighborhood. Here's where to order either Dr. Death, Captain Lou, Mr. Wonderful, Bruno, Dan Spivey, Brian Blair, or the UWF logo. Caps are available too, so order now.
The new RCA 8mm camcorder weighs less than 2 pounds. It's so small and light, you'll take it everywhere. That way, you won't miss a thing. It also has a super fast lens for great color and clarity in almost any light.
Come on, give me the slippers.
The new RCA 8mm camcorder. Another way we're changing entertainment again.
See the exciting new RCA home entertainment products at all Tops Appliance superstores in New Jersey and all PC Richard locations.
The Islanders check out the New York Rangers, Tuesday at 7:30, live on Sports Channel.
That ring is your link to all the news and happenings in the UWF on the UWF Power Line. Find out where the match is going to be in the future. Plus, hear what your favorite UWF wrestler have to say. Just dial the Power Line at 1-900-4204-UWF. Call now.
Yes, wrestling fans, it's Captain Lou Albano back again this week with the Captain's Corner. You know, I was appalled at the tactics of Colonel De Beers coming out here and saying he would not wrestle or didn't want a black man in the ring. Well, let me tell you this. My cousin is Lou Duba that handles Evander Holyfield, the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's a black man, and I'm proud to say that I have a great black man right here with me, and here he comes. Come on now, brother, and tell him where black is at. Go ahead, brother.
You know what, man? See, I was at home tending like I know how to do, and my cousin Larry called me. He said, it's some fool up here from South Africa trying to stir up a whole lot of garbage. He said, brother, I need you better than hog knee slop. So I didn't do number one thing. I set my T-bone to the side, and I come this away. And who else? Who else? Nobody but that low-lifted fool, Colonel De Beers. Hey, man, if you don't like what's happening in the United States, why don't you just get the hell out of here? See, because I'm here for a reason and not for a season. And when you put your hand on my cousin, you made it a family affair.
Okay, brother, you know what I've got to say? The man is right. This is America, brother. This is made up of all ethnic groups. The black, the white, the green, the yellow. We got it all together, baby. We all here as a team, as a combined effort. And if De Beers, if you don't like that, brother, then get your hiney right out of here, baby, and back to South Africa. This is a black athlete. He is a brother. And I, Captain Lou, stake my reputation that he is welcome on my show, baby, anytime he wants. Whoa, I feel good. Go ahead.
One more thing. Woo. Blood is thicker than mud, and you made it a family affair. You got that? Like Mama says, it be that way sometime.
Mama don't do no boarding house talking around here, baby. Woo, give me some, brother. Now I feel good. Woo, Captain Lou.
Bruno, hasn't New York been wonderful for us?
New York is great. Yes, it has been wonderful, but New York always has been wonderful when they see the best, and that's what they're seeing here, the very, very best.
And a reminder that our next live event in New York takes place at the same Penta Hotel on Saturday, February the 9th. This night promises to be even better than our great card there earlier this month. Call for tickets now. Just dial 516-587-4UWF.
Hey, you little Mr. Wonderfuls out there. You think Mr. Wonderful got to look like this by eating wimp food like cheeseburgers, french fries, and quiche? Get real. A talented, serious athlete like me needs real nutrition. So I drink Joe Weider's Dynamic Muscle Builder. It's got high-quality protein, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and other important stuff I need to beat, meet my opponent in the ring. And it tastes great, too. And it's just like a thick, rich milkshake. Joe Weider's Dynamic Muscle Builder. Tough nutrition for us tough athletes. And here's the number, 1-800-423-5713. And it's great.
Call 1-800-423-5713 or send a check or money order to Weider Health and Fitness Department, DMB 615 West Johnson, Cheshire, Connecticut 06410.
Back by popular demand, the original Miracle Eraser. Already over 500,000 sold. It actually erases old paint as if it were chalk. Wipes away stubborn varnish as if it were dust. Leaves the surface smooth as glass, ready to refinish. It works wet or dry. Why, it even works underwater. The varnish on this furniture must be 40 years old. On the left is ordinary sandpaper. On the right, Miracle Eraser. Just look at the incredible speed and ease of this remarkable lightweight sponge. Even more amazing, it actually molds itself to the shape of any fancy woodwork. Easily stripping clean every corner and crevice. Miracle Eraser is absolutely guaranteed. We'll send you 6 giant Miracle Eraser sponges for $19.95. Here's how to order. Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-841-0300. Save COD charges by sending $19.95 plus $4 shipping to Miracle Eraser, P.O. Box 4670, Omaha, Nebraska.
Hi, Killer Kowalski here. You've seen me before, all you old fans. Now it's for the young fans to see the young wrestlers. And UWF, the world's champions, are here. UWF produces the best there is in wrestling. So tune in and listen to the best there is. World champions in wrestling. UWF. None other. That is the best.
It's that time again. Time for Ask the Wrestlers and your chance to win a free UWF t-shirt and cap. This odd question was sent to the UWF by Melissa Zink, who somehow had heard that Mr. Wonderful was no longer among the living.
In reply to your question that you asked, Melissa Zink, you know, people like to spread vicious rumors, and it's very obvious that I'm not dead, and I really don't know why somebody would want to spread something like that, but we do have some cruel people in this world. We do have people that like to spread gossip and talk and just like to stir up trouble. So let that be a lesson learned to you, that don't believe everything you hear. Thank you.
Melissa will receive a free t-shirt and cap, and you can too if we pick your question. It's easy to become involved. Just send your name and address and question to Ask the Wrestlers, 702 Washington Street, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292.
Weighing 280 pounds, from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Cactus Jack!
Alrighty, more surprises here this hour. The Universal Wrestling Federation and the Cracker Jack boxes after. Well, it's been unbelievable.
Well, of course, we've seen Cactus Jack at the, the UWF before, but I'll tell you what, this guy, every time you see him, you wonder, you say to yourself, what is this man? Who is he? I mean, he's an amazing guy. I've seen him on that concrete floor getting slammed and suplexed, and it seems like this is the man who feels no pain. I've never seen anybody like him.
Yet another star, the Universal Wrestling Federation.
These fans possibly want to see.
Well, they're enjoying it, that's for sure.
Well, with good reason. I mean, they're seeing the best here.
If you are flipping around a dial and tune us in, stay with us. Plenty more to come on the Fury Hour as Cactus Jack gets into Mike Williams.
But he clotheslined Williams from the back. Now that's, from the back. And Williams made a complete somersault forward.
Different variation. Cactus Jack, oh boy, elbowed him. Oh gosh, Williams is in trouble because he keeps seesawing back.
Well, the way he's caught between those shoulders, you see the momentum of his own weight as he springs up and brings him right back.
And Williams landing on the hard cement floor, which is covered by a thin carpet here at the beautiful grand ballroom of the Penta Hotel. Cactus Jack knocks him down again. He is, he really does, if you talk to him, he prefers all the action outside the ring. If you're going against him, unlike most opponents, if you get in trouble, not a good idea to go outside the ring.
Well, I think he figures, he knows he can take it out there. He knows he can take Slammer, but he figures if he can get his opponents to deliver them those blows, he figures that they can take it, and therefore it's going to weaken him, and he's going to bring him back in the ring and win the match, and it usually works for him.
He seems to try and force the action outside of the green, yellow, and purple ropes. Big foot to the back of the head there of Mike Williams, and Cactus Jack all over Williams here.
How would you like it if you had a sister and she brings home Cactus Jack one day, say, brother, mom, dad, this is my house.
Boy, that could be.
Greg, how would you feel about that?
I certainly would try and persuade her to look for somebody else, but then again, then you have to go head-to-head with this guy, and you might not want to do that either. So, he doesn't even...
If you're going to tell her that, you tell her privately and alone, not in front of him.
That's right, on the side. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, a lot of things have been said about him and his appearance and Manson and his behavior, whatever. Yeah. But nobody can deny that this guy is tough also. He's extremely tough. We have, when you talk about UWF and you can talk about so many individuals and you have to keep using the same words, extremely tough, extremely, because they are just, whoa.
Gosh, he landed all of his weight on top of Williams, and then he crashed into that. Well, look out over here. They're again coming onto our side. You all right there, partner?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Right,
Next time we do the broadcast, we're going to have to be in our wrestling ties so we can defend ourselves, Greg.
It'd be a scary sight if I get a wrestling tie.
We'll tag team from out here. Anybody who comes out here, we'll both get them.
All right. You don't mind me, I probably will not tag in. There's a good suplex by Cactus Jack.
And very nicely executed.
Yes, on Williams. Still to come, of course, the big controversial feature match. If you haven't seen it up, you'll see more. And coming up next, the Iceman against Colonel De Beers.
Oh, boy, what a match that's going to be.
Oh, boy.
What a match.
Cactus Jack, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Oh, good elbow there by Mike Williams. He landed it right to the head of Jack.
He actually reacted to it like it hurt him. Look at Dr. Jack. He says, I got him now.
Looking at the groin area, put both of them outside the ring.
Now that's one of his favorite maneuvers. He comes and he clotheslines his opponent, but when you go up like that, he throws his whole weight behind it. And as you see, they both come flying out of the ring. Now, you know, he could get hurt, well, a normal human being could get hurt easily, just like the man who delivered the blow, too.
Look out here, he's gonna, oh no, he's gonna, oh gosh, he power slammed him onto that cement floor.
Question is, will Mike Williams come back in that ring now, after that blow?
Tell you what, you were telling me about what I would do in certain situations. Oh gosh, he came flying down with an elbow. He came from the canvas, Bruno. This guy is sick.
Think he's dealing with a full deck?
He doesn't have a full set of teeth or a full deck. And now he goes in the ring. You would think, where's the count? The referee now is counting. There it is, yeah. There's the count out. Oh, gosh, I hope Mike will pick it up. Well, his name is Cactus Jack.
Count out, Cactus Jack.
Well, you know what? He won the match, but in another way, he could have really, and I think should have really been disqualified.
Here's a replay. Cactus Jack from a distance approaches Mike Williams and clotheslines him from behind, making this one of wrestling's most devastating and dangerous moves in the sport today. Cactus Jack and that flying back clothesline. Coming up, the racial grudge match of the year as Iceman King Parsons takes on Colonel De Beers.
Morning, Mrs. Jenks. Got a Western Union here for Mr. Jenks. Hope it's good news.
Oh, it is. It's that $1-a-week life insurance for veterans that Tom and I called about.
And if you're a veteran, age 50 to 69, just call this toll-free number, because now you can get in on this $1-a-week term life insurance plan, exclusively for veterans. It's a great value for both veterans and spouses. Your $1-a-week rate can never go up. That's guaranteed. And your benefits, well, they never go down. Plus, there's no medical exam to take, and there's no waiting period. Once you're covered, it's from the very first day for the full amount.
What do I do? Make a phone call?
Just call this toll-free number, $1 a week. It's one of the best ways going to give your family the extra security you want them to have. Call now.
Veterans, call 1-800-841-0300 for free information from Veterans Life Insurance Company. That's 1-800-841-0300. Call now.
Planning. Where'd I get the capital to start this business with my daughter? By investing for the long haul. And forget full commission brokers. I called Charles Schwab. Munis, mutual funds, blue chips, and I saved plenty with Schwab's low commissions. Every day I tell my daughter, think long term. Make your own decisions. Be your own man.
Choices. Dad's conservative, and that's okay, but I'm after high return. At Schwab, I can be aggressive. I just bought some high-growth mutual funds and an undervalued stock I know will take off, all by computer and at Schwab's low commissions. Dad says, plan ahead, get there first. Maybe that's why my name's on the door first.
For a free Schwab Fact Kit, call toll-free 800-841-0300. That's 800-841-0300.
We give you more ways to succeed.
That ring is your link to all the news and happenings in the UWF on the UWF Power Line. Find out where the match is going to be in the future. Plus, hear what your favorite UWF wrestler have to say. Just dial the Power Line at 1-900-4204-UWF. Call now.
Colonel De Beers.
For now, I see Colonel De Beers making his way into the ring area, and this is one we have been waiting for about 5 or 6 weeks.
But Craig, have you noticed something about Colonel De Beers?
What?
He doesn't have that patch on his eye.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, you're right. He's had that pirate patch over his right eye. You know, whoever gave him the advice to take it off was thinking, because he's going up against the Iceman King Parsons.
And making his approach to the ring at this time, weighing in at 237 pounds, from Dallas, Texas, he is the Iceman, King Parsons.
Did you see the Iceman coming in to the tune of Ice Ice Baby? De Beers was in a match and whipped a referee, a black referee, Larry Sampson, who just happened to be the cousin of the Iceman. This was several weeks ago. Of course, De Beers was going to face a suspension, but Sampson said, no, I don't want him suspended. I got another way to take care of this guy. And he did it by calling this man his cousin, the Iceman, King Parsons, who is now into the ring and is looking forward to this matchup. He had his date circled on his calendar. No doubt about that.
And there's an awful lot that's been said on both sides here, Greg. And the Iceman, of course, he has expressed his feelings about the De Beers and what he did to Wisconsin especially. And De Beers, of course, has been very vocal about his feelings, coming from South Africa and so forth. So there's a lot of hate here. And it'll be interesting to see. Okay, De Beers immediately takes over on the Iceman. But this is the kind of a match that's going to go back and forth and see who's going to outlast who.
Hands on the edge of the seats here at the beautiful Grand Ballroom in the heart of Manhattan at the Penta Hotel. Irish whipping. Oh, great clothesline by the Iceman. And now lefts, a series of lefts by the Iceman, and the double shot to the neck area.
Well, you see a fired up Iceman here, because he's a very angry guy, and he has said, in fact, what, 2 weeks ago, he said that he was just frustrated because time was going so slow for him. He just couldn't wait till he got in the ring with De Beers. And so now it's here, and he is anxious. But again, it's not going to be no easy pickings here, because anybody who knows De Beers, you know, you can hate him all you want, but this is a tough individual. He's a big 295 pounds. So you know that you know he's tough, and you know he's vicious, and you know that he hates the Iceman.
Yes, he does, and really disgusting. Colonel De Beers, things he stands for. You kind of thought we got rid of this attitude back in the mid-1800s when Abe Lincoln came along. But De Beers, just a disgusting example, and certainly many rooting for King Parsons here, the Iceman. He does have his hands full, however, with the big tough De Beers from South Africa.
He was, that's not what he had in mind when he was running the Iceman across that ring. He wanted to run his head against the buckle, and the Iceman put his foot up and ran his head, De Beers' head against it instead.
The Colonel.
One tackle, let's
Boy,
see.
the near 300-pounder knocking down the Iceman.
Whoa,
good job by Iceman. And then the clothesline that knocked down De Beers. And lateral press. They really have it covered enough, Bruno.
Ooh.
And takes the double boot shot to the head.
But did you hear those boots? I mean, you really heard them hit against the Iceman's head. Wow, that stung.
Very colorful tights there, by the way, for the Iceman.
I see used the 295-pound leverage as he drove himself backwards in pulling the Iceman against those ropes, and just like a slingshot, he went flying back. Especially hit him with in the midsection and the upper chest, and I think it did knock the wind out of him pretty good. Now that knee midsection, that really knocked the wind out of you.
De Beers in the fatigues, and you know, Bruno, he does not have the typical wrestling shoes either. There's a heel on those shoes.
I've always questioned about that. Is how he's allowed to use those, you know, because I don't think that they mean with the the requirement, you know.
Sure, you get a good shot of it there.
Look at those
you
boots.
can see the heels and the boots. It looks like he's ready for the snow.
Look at the spikes like that leather. Look at that underneath. I mean, you know, that's thick stuff, and you know, you kick somebody in a. It's hard. It's better than getting kicked with a regular wrestling boot, but you can kick that.
That's the point that you made. It could be a weapon you could use in the ring, and that's why they should look into that. Not to alert the referee, Jesse Hernandez. Colonel De Beers, blonde hair, black mustache. And you know, we've been talking about what the Iceman's trying to do. You know, De Beers wants to make a point here in this match.
There's nothing that would give De Beers greater pleasure if he could get a win here tonight and stick his chest out and parade around the ring and say, "You see who's superior," what I've been saying all along. That the South African mentality. But I don't know. I think that before he'll achieve that, this guy, I don't know if it can be done, because this man here, the Iceman, he's been preparing too much. He's got, ooh, what a, now here we're talking about
that's right. Yes, he got the heel. It looks like he almost put a mark in his head.
Yeah, I mean, he really came down high. Keep in mind, this is a 300-pound, you might say, 295 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's better enough he's got those boots or a weapon, but when he puts in that weight behind it, comes down on there.
Iceman comes back with a big chop. By the way, wherever you are, Larry Sampson, we are with you. The referee was brutally handled by De Beers several weeks back. The cousin of the Iceman, I'm sure you are watching here.
A real gentleman. You know, he's a terrific referee. He's a very fair guy. He's does his job. He's certainly well qualified. And for the abuse he took from De Beers, absolutely called for.
Bruno, big left hand. Knocks the 300-pounder down. Parsons trying to put something together here, and he's certainly wobbled the Colonel.
The Colonel looks like he's half asleep right now from those mighty headbutts of the Iceman. I think, hey, a couple more of those, and he might go down for the count.
Of course, the big move for the Iceman, what he calls his rumper stumper. He uses his rump, which is rather sizable, by the way.
But right now, look at his head bob. The Colonel can hardly be on there, can stand on his head.
There's leverage. You always talk about leverage, Bruno. We go into the middle rope there, came down with a little extra. And there's that rumper stumper. Parsons, he's twisted him up, Bruno. This is the chance for Parsons now. The Iceman has him twisted up. Now, the referee, I would assume he's going to try and help De Beers out here, but you wonder if he knows Sampson very well. And look at De Beers. 3 shots at De Beers for the Iceman. Pushes away Jesse Hernandez.
Got to be careful, because that will cause a disqualification. You can't do that, Iceman. Don't do that. That'll cost you the match. You know, you can't touch a referee.
De Beers is trying to get free. Oh, he ducks underneath the Iceman. Now Iceman is twisted up.
Got his feet touched.
Well, he better get out of that for his own sake. And he takes that big boot to the midsection, knocks him down. What a matchup here.
You know, the Iceman in a way was lucky, because when he got those feet tangled, it didn't catch on his heels, because otherwise, if he caught on the heels, it would have really made a tight thing, and hanging upside down, he may not have been able to get out, and he would have probably been counted out. But as it was, even though he got some help from De Beers with that vicious kick that just helped him slide through those ropes and go on the floor.
Iceman coming back in. Still on the outside apron area as De Beers is landing that big right hand and arm, chopping into the neck area of Parsons. Oh. Hernandez warning De Beers. And again, Bruno, we talked about that boot, which is shot to the midsection.
Well, you know, De Beers is making the salute, and he's standing there with his arrogance of his, but the match is not over yet. The Iceman is back on the apron, and don't cut him out yet.
Don't forget, next week, Blair at Force, B. Brian Blair, and Cowboy Bob Orton. And Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, and Dr. Death, Steve Williams. All next week, much more as well. Check your listings here on Sports Channel America. I'm Craig DeGeorge, along with the living legend. Pleasure to be alongside Bruno Sammartino from the Big Apple.
sunset flip, and did you see that the crowd moved out of the way, and the Iceman really came down hard on his back.
I think the Iceman may have underestimated the speed when you think of a 300-pound guy. Now he could be in trouble. He's lining him up for a suplex, trying to get it vertical. He can't. Good small package.
Yeah, it's a small package. How do you like that? He went to suplex. Oh, what a...
The Beer's going from behind now. Oh, what a big win for the Iceman when he took a boot again to the back. Look out, Bruno.
What's he doing?
He's got that belt. He's got the same belt he whipped Samson with.
How do you like that? And you know, he kind of caught the Iceman from the back, and he caught him with that vicious knee.
He's got it around his now. Get in there, referee. Now, Jesse Hernandez has got to get in there. He's twisting him over there with the belt, and he's twisting it around his neck. Jesse Hernandez has got to stop this, Bruno. He's got to get in there.
My gosh, he's hanging him on that top rope.
Oh! Hernandez is thrown out. This is real trouble now. The Beer's twisting up Parsons and tying it out into that belt.
What in the world is he trying to do? Look at this. He's tying that belt not only in his neck, but on that top rope. Now watch, he's going to go outside the ring. What? Probably yank on his legs. Oh, my goodness. Ah, but it's not tied to the rope. Look
Didn't get it tied. Fortunately, the Iceman, Bruno, won this match, but you couldn't tell right now.
No.
The Beer's, he grabbed something else. He got somebody else's belt. Oh! I think he ripped the belt off somebody near ringside. And then he goes right into the turnbuckle and the steel pipe.
Boy, this
Bedlam breaking loose here. De Beers, who lost the match. Iceman raising his hands, but very difficult to show the gratification that I'm sure he enjoyed after the conclusion of the match.
For the man who really loves his golf, nothing will stand in his way when he wants to play. He'll play anywhere. Trouble, however, can be encountered on any golf course. Hazards like heavy rough. Golf Digest magazine can help. Every golfer wants to improve, but the golfer who improves most reads Golf Digest. For him, sand shots are easy. Golf Digest's instructional articles can even see you through the perils of a water hazard. Your favorite course may be less treacherous than this one, but probably no less demanding. Wherever you play, play better with Golf Digest.
Get a full year of Golf Digest for $19.77. Call 800-841-0300 now and get our free half-hour instructional video with your paid subscription. Call 800-841-0300 now.
Glenn Miller's Pennsylvania 65000, a jazz classic, and the phone number to a New York classic, the Pennsylvania Hotel, now the newly renovated Penta Hotel. The Penta is located in one of New York's most dynamic areas, just blocks from the city's highlights, and across the street from Madison Square Garden. No matter what your needs are, Pennsylvania 65000 is the number for one of the most legendary hotels in New York, the Penta Hotel.
Hey fans, now you can carry your favorite UWF wrestler and personality wherever you go. Wearing these new UWF t-shirts, you'll stand out and be the envy of the neighborhood. Here's where to order either Dr. Death, Captain Lou, Mr. Wonderful, Bruno, Dan Spivey, Brian Blair, or the UWF logo. Caps are available too, so order now. What a card next week, beginning with Steve the Wild Thing Ray, David San Martino going up against the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff, the exciting new tag team, the Power Twins, the controversial matchup with Brian Blair with his manager Honey and Captain Lou in his corner, meets Cowboy Bob Orton and his mentor John Tolis. Newcomer sensation, Sunny Beach. And the match of this new year, Steve Dr. Death Williams against Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. What a card! UWF, the Universal Wrestling Federation, the pinnacle in sports programming.